The idea is that, you know, these platforms have figured traffic out. If you're selling a $500 thing, it's going to cost you hundreds of dollars to sell it. Chances are, if you're buying media to it. If you're selling a $50 thing, it's going to cost you $39.50 to sell it if you're lucky, right? If you're selling a $10 thing, it's going to cost you $10 or $20 to sell it. Yes, it'll cost you less money to acquire, but it'll cost you a higher percentage of your revenue to acquire. So let me explain that. Like if I'm going to do a $10 Tripwire item on the front as an acquisition device, I might spend $20 to sell that. So I'm spending 200% rather, not 200 times, thank God, 200% of what I'm going to bring in revenue to sell that thing in ad cost. And if you look at a company like Agora that I worked with for a long time, they may spend as much as 5 times their front end sale in ad cost, which is not unusual for them, either by affiliate commissions or by a paid media. So why would they be willing to do that? Well, you're only willing to do that if you understand the mathematics, right? Going back to the concept that this business is about emotions and mathematics. That's the only two things that really matter, emotions and mathematics. So if you understand the math of your business and you know what your average customer value in a 30-day, 90-day, 60-day, 120-day, 360-day cycle is, you can with great confidence go out and spend $20 to sell a $10 thing.
Right.
If I know that the average person that buys a $10 thing goes on to buy $123 worth of stuff from me in the next 30 days, you know, like we do in some of our businesses, we know that math, then hell yeah, bring it on. How many more can I get? The beauty to it when you do it that way is you acquire a lot more buyers into your hopper. Frank Kern's a great friend of mine. And when I came up with the Tripwire offer, Ryan and I were running DigitalMarketer, and we just murdered it. We just slayed the market. We had everything going the right way. There was an economic depression. People had less money to spend. They had lower limits on their credit cards. And Frank was the king ding-a-ling at the time. Frank was selling more than anybody until DM kind of crept up on him and took over for a while. And Frank called me one day. He says, one more sumbitch calls me and asks me what their fucking Tripwire needs to be. I'm going to come shove it up your ass, you know? And then the next thing I know, he's selling every product that he owns for $4.
$4, yeah.
You know? And because he realized that it really is the way to go. Because if you don't create a mass of buyers in your business, and you'll never have the stability of a mass, right? Having a stability of a mass, I call it the netting versus spearfishing theory. Like I like to go out and cast a net, pull up everything into the boat, right? I'm going to get used tires, aluminum cans. I'll sell aluminum cans to a recycler. I'll sell the used tires somewhere. I'll shred them and make park swings out of them. But eventually you're going to pull up some trash fish, and in there maybe somewhere is a tuna or two, right? I prefer that method over going out trying to spearfish for tuna. It's really hard to spearfish for tuna. You don't know online who you're talking to, because we've talked about this a lot. Poor people lie and say they got a lot more money than they got, and rich people lie and say they got a lot less money than they got. So surveying and all that shit, you don't ever know, right? You know, based on how much money, how many of those people actually pull out their wallet and make a purchase. And we learned that.
Or how many Bentleys they post online. That pretty means they're broke.
Yeah.
That pretty much always means they're broke. They got a Porsche and a Bentley posted online. They're doing it like just pumping gas this morning. Yeah. Probably broke.
It's crazy the difference though, when you just wait for them to vote. That person who spends $10 with you, by the way, statistically, is 20 times more likely to spend more money with you in the next 30 days.
Right.
Right. Versus somebody who just became an opt-in lead.
And what about later? I just want to touch on this because this is something that I don't really hear you talk about often, but I know you do. Once you have those leads, you have them forever, and you don't know where someone's going to be a year from now or 2 years from now. And you do a really good job of keeping them on your list interested. You sell to them, but you also keep them interested with a lot of goodwill. So it's a pipeline for you too.
Yeah, it really is. And
long term, it is the 30 days that we're casting. It's certainly the 30 days we're casting, but you've got the second marshmallow thing going on where you have, right?
So I'd say probably 40% of our revenue comes over from people who buy 90 days into the cycle. Maybe longer.
That's actually a number I don't know, and I probably should. That's a really interesting.
The people that come in, because they come in for a thing and they decide, I don't want that thing. The thing that
over time you show them.
The thing that I do very differently, and it creates a lot of work in my business, is I'm constantly putting out new. I'm constantly putting out something new. There's a new concept. There's a new item. There's a new widget, right? Because new sells, man. New beats everything. New creates an itch in people, right? And you just have to slide your product in there, kind of like a calamine lotion. Really, it new is
like a calamine lotion.
It creates an itch.
I thought it soothed an itch.
That's right. Your product.
Oh wow, that took me a minute to catch up. Sorry. Yeah. Like, okay.
I'll stop using big words and I'll talk slower for you.
Thanks, Kentucky.
Yeah. So so seriously though, you want to get people in to your world for a lot of reasons. You know, we talk about getting people to consume 7 hours of your content in 11 different interactions, 4 different ways will bond somebody to you, right? So if they don't start consuming
or wound them to you if they're listening to you.
If they don't start consuming your stuff. So here's where people screw up acquisition. And I'll tell you, acquisition number one, it's like the National Enquirer going through the supermarket. You got to have a product that stirs curiosity in someone, something that they don't think they've seen before. If it is something they've seen before, you have to put it in a new wrapper. Like we just did a workshop called lead laundering.
Yeah.
And it was about lead arbitrage. Really, it was a list building product. If I'd said, hey, we're going to do a course on list building.
No one would have showed up. No one would have bought. And then we wouldn't have sold anything on the back end. We sold
hundreds instead, right? So we sold hundreds of people into this live workshop.
Hundreds and hundreds.
Because we made it different.
Right.
Right. You know, I just did one on SaaS. That's 60-minute SaaS, how to create SaaS software in 60 minutes. That just sounds absurd, right? If I just said, hey, I'm going to show you software building, everybody's heard 50 horror stories of people losing their house because they gave some Indian programmer or Pakistani programmer, no offense against people to blow people up, but they gave them a bunch of money and they stole it all, right? So they just lost their retirement or whatever. So nobody would have wanted to tune in for that probably, to do a, bill one in 2 months or 3 months or 6 months or however long by getting all these outsourcers and paying them all this money across the world and all that shit. People don't want to do that. But the 60-minute thing turned them on, right? Anytime you can put a new spin on it, it's even better if it's actually something that is brand new.
Right.
If it's a brand new concept, you're always going to kill if you're the first to break with it. Breaking news always kills. But even if it's not, you can take it out a little bit, right? So, but then you just need to get somebody to raise their hand with their wallet in it and buy a little bit of something. It might be like we run a lot of other businesses that have nothing to do with the sale of information. I have a survival business.
Most of the businesses that we do have nothing to do with the sale of information.
Yeah. So we sell survival gear. We sell gun accessories, beauty products, food. In the survival business, for instance, we have gadgets. Right. These are low-dollar gadgets that we import from China, and sometimes we're just drop shipping them, right?
Right.
Frankly, because all we want is just one transaction to get them over the hump. And I can sell them a credit card knife, and then maybe I can sell them a cigarette lighter charger for their car battery, and then sell them a generator for their house for $1,000 in the next step of the process. Once you get somebody in, you accomplish a lot of things. Number one, they bought something from you. Make sure that transaction's value is multiple times what you charge them, because that's what they're going to judge you on where they decide to make the next transaction. A lot of people say, well, okay, I'm going to do this cheap, shitty thing, and I'll sell my cheap, shitty thing for cheap, shitty money, and then they'll buy my big thing. No, they won't. You got to demonstrate that you delivered multiple times value of the first purchase in order for them to make the second purchase. And if the second purchase delivers multiple times value to the third, et cetera, et cetera. The minute that you break that cycle, that the value of that thing is lower than the amount of money they paid for it, you've breached their trust. And they're probably not going to continue to buy through your funnel. Okay.
They're likely not going
to. You may be able to win them back over time. And the thing is, by introducing more and more low ticket items, right, you are able to get more and more people the opportunity to buy from you. Like, for instance, we do these workshops. They're usually about $100. I do a live workshop almost every month teaching a concept. It's a deliverable for our Ignite Mastermind, right?
But it's a good, like, just let's
great
touch on that for a moment, because they walk away with the understanding and knowledge, but also the ability to execute on the thing you taught. So to go back, like
with tools, with software,
with lead laundering, they walked away and they had the ability to generate thousands of leads the day it concluded. With 60-minute SaaS, they walked away with the ability they're building software like crazy and posting it for each other to use. So you're not just delivering nonsense, you're delivering a quality item to people, and now they're attached. You've attached them to you.
We interrupt this pod to bring you this really special announcement. You need to go right now. Well, maybe they want to go right now. Want to stop?
No, at the end. We don't want to have them stop.
Go to trainwreckshow.com. There's lots of bots there, GPT bots that do things for you, that do a lot of your work. So you don't have to work so much and drink more beer. The episode archives are over there. There's all of our resources, worksheets, workbooks. Everything that we've done that we give away is over there. Go get it right now. There's a lot of resources there. Way more resources than you get when you buy a lot of communities, I think.
And don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can catch every episode as soon as it hits. We'll send you a notification.
It doesn't mean you're liking Emma, by the way, because I know that slows us down on our likes. You can just click and say, I like Perry. You don't have to like Emma. It works the same way.
So remember to like and subscribe so you get all of the future stuff that we put out. If I don't kill him first before the next episode, but
she's never gonna kill me.
I've been poisoning you slowly for the past year.
You
think you're tired. You think you're tired. It's not that you're getting old. It's the fucking rat poison.
Somebody Google the symptoms of arsenic poisoning.
It's been rat poison.
Yeah, I'm the most fun. I'm really rich and I'm always in trouble. You're never gonna fire me.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode of Trainwreck. See you next time.
Thanks.
You couldn't shave for the occasion?
I'm shaving my balls.
What did you just say?
Nothing.
I think at the end of every episode.